Groundbreaking new technology is giving hope to people facing the struggle of neurodegenerative diseases like ALS. The mission is personal to former New Orleans Saint Steve Gleason and members of his nonprofit foundation. I sat down with the experts to learn about the Speech Accessibility Project aimed at training voice recognition software to better understand all speech patterns.
You're very kind.
Joe Redman is capturing his Joe-ness, his way of speaking, his signature sayings. The recordings will speak for Joe after he can no longer speak. The former disc jockey and record promoter began losing his speech after he was diagnosed with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease.
I have a very slow progressing form of ALS. I was diagnosed in 2012. And you can't tell it by the way I speak now, but I was in radio for like 15 years. Had record promotion at Nashville for about 25. So it changed my whole world with my speaking with.
Joe is banking his voice and recording phrases for the Speech Accessibility Project, working with the Team Gleason Foundation. It's a nonprofit organization founded by former New Orleans Saint Steve Gleason, who is battling ALS.
You're very kind.
The Speech Accessibility Project trains voice-assisted technology to better understand non-traditional speech. Team Gleason is recruiting individuals diagnosed with ALS to read and record sets of phrases to feed into the database.
The goal of this project is to improve voice recognition software so that individuals, as their voice may change over time, are still able to have access to your voice assistants, your voice command features, and other things of that nature. So the way this project works, so Team Gleason is partnered with the Beckman Institute of Advanced Sciences and Technology with the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. We're working with individuals living with ALS, so amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and as well as PLS, so primary lateral sclerosis.
The voice samples help train voice recognition tools such as Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant. Participants make 600 voice recordings, which takes anywhere from 3 to 5 hours to complete. The goal is to evolve voice command technology so that it is equal opportunity for all speech patterns. Amazon, Apple, Google, Meta, and Microsoft are all helping fund the Speech Accessibility Project.
As of June 2024, we've collected over 235,000 voice samples. And the tool that they're developing for this project initially was able to recognize about 80% of the speech, but 20% of that was not being processed. So as your voice may change, it might be frustrating to not have access to those Alexas and your Siris that you've grown to love. And so since we've started, we've got that number down from 20% down to 12%. So now essentially 88% is being able to be recognized.
Whenever you hear the click, that means that you selected a letter.
Emily Kornman is a speech pathologist with Team Gleason. She's been working with Joe to bank his voice and to learn skills such as eye tracking to operate smart devices.
Voice preservation is the best place to start working with someone because you have the opportunity to develop that relationship and get to know them and save their voice for those who can hear it later on. We see local patients from the very beginning of their diagnosis throughout. So, such as Joe was talking about, they'll come in and do voice banking, message banking, but if things change and he loses the ability to use his hands, we'll find a way for him to continue texting, making phone calls, using his computer. Or if things change and he loses his voice, we'll find a way for him to continue communicating.
Team Gleason provides local clinical services, and nationwide, the organization loans equipment such as communication devices, and it repairs and loans portable powered wheelchairs to individuals with ALS.
PALS are persons living with ALS. So when a PALS comes into our clinic at Team Gleason, we're able to help them from the start without insurance, without any of these other stipulations. So we're able to really give them what they need we believe here technology is the cure until they find a cure. So we're able to give them back what this disease has taken away through technology.
Gleason's inspiration is palpable at Team Gleason's New Orleans headquarters in the Benson Tower. His strength and struggle expressed in a recent autobiography and at the 2024 ESPY Awards, where he received the 2024 Arthur Ashe Courage Award, moving many to tears.
If we can listen, understand, and help alleviate each other's suffering, then truly all things are possible. Thank you again for this incredible honor. I love y'all.
Gleason continues to motivate on and off the field. New Orleans Saint Thomas Morstead is pledging to donate $1,000 to Team Gleason for every punt he lands inside the 20-yard line this season.
Seems like the diagnosis of ALS is on the rise.
It definitely is on the rise as more neurologists know how to diagnose it and diagnose it earlier. It's on the rise, and that's also why we see a rise in our services at Team Gleason. When I first started, we were getting maybe 30 requests per month, and now we're getting 700.
Steve Gleason was diagnosed with ALS in 2011. A year later, Joe received the same diagnosis, uniting the two in a common fight to make life better for those struggling with neurodegenerative diseases.
You're not alone. And to be able to get back and help people with their non-traditional speaking is very important to me. And voice banking, because my voice was such an integral part of my life, I know how devastating it can be. So I want to encourage others to bank their voices so that they have the ability to communicate